Hello, my name is and I'm going to perform my grade 3 Trinity solo digital exam. My first task is my prose. But when I'm laying in my bed with One Direction, Little Mix, Rihanna and Taylor looking down at me, I can't get comfy. It's like I don't fit in like I used to. I'm home, but somehow it doesn't feel right. I can still feel the wiggly, squiggly feeling in my tummy. A sort of worry feeling that won't go away. And I know I should be happy to be home. But I wish I could just creep down the corridors in my pajamas and knock at Taylor's door and jump in the bed and whisper until Ewan comes and catches me. Taylor, I've known her for 5 weeks and 1 day. In that time, I've learned every single thing about her. She's my best ever best friend. She's kind of glowy, as if someone left light on inside of her. She's magical. You can't help staring at her and see what she's going to do next. The first time I met Taylor, she actually read my mind. For real. So okay. I am walking in the TV room at Riverside and Ewan is talking, telling everyone's name, but I am not listening. I am wondering how I can stay here without Mom and Joe. A big carpet with swirls on it, a big screen TV, and two boys fighting over the remote. They didn't even look on, and Ewan goes over to sort them out, and I'm standing there feeling stupid. And then I see her, sitting on the orange settee, dodging the kicks. Her face is all scrunched up, as if she wants to get up, but doesn't want to let them win. And then she looks at me. She looks at me as if she can see right through my head, as if she can see my mind, my thoughts, my insights, and everything. And right now what I'm thinking is, I can't live here. Now I'm going to perform my poem, Porcupine. Each Saturday, I shout hooray for that, my pocket money day. So after breakfast, 50 paisa, my generous father gave to me. Like lightning down the road I ran, until I reached the sweet shop man and bought the chocolates of my dream, a great big bag of raspberry creams. There is a place I know, where I quite often to go, beyond some woods, behind some looks, a super place for guzzling shocks. When I arrived, I quickly found a comfy looking little mound, quite clean and round, and earthy brown. Just right, I thought, for sitting here. Here I will sit all morning long and eat until my jocks are gone. I sat, I screamed, I jumped to food. Would you believe that I put the little tender of mine on a giant porcupine? My backside seemed to catch on fire, 100 red hot bits of fire, 100 prickles sticking in and puncturing through my precious skin. I ran home, I shouted, Mom, behold the prickles in my bum. My mom, who always kept ahead, bent down to look and then she said, I personally am not about to pull these prickles out. I think a job like this requires some seniors. No, not the dentist. Oh, Mom, won't you have a go? I begged her twice, I begged her thrice. But grown-ups never take advice. She said, the dentist very strong. He pulls out things all day long. She quickly rushed me into town, and there they turned me upside down. Upon the awful dentist chair, entered the dreaded Mr. Mayor. Waving a massive pair of pliers, he cried, with obvious glee, a new experience for me. Quite honestly, I can't pretend I've never pulled things out of this end. He started pulling one by one. He said, oh my, what fun. I screamed, help! I screamed, ow! For heaven's sake, don't squirm about. Here comes the last one coming out. The doctor pulled, and out it came. And when I heard the man exclaim, now let us talk about the fee. That would be 50 guineas, please. My mother is a gusty bird, never wants to mince a word. She cried, my gosh, that's jolly steep. No, it's very cheap. Dear lady, don't you see, if it hadn't been for me, this child would have suffered another year with prickles sticking in his rear. Over today, so that was a day. But what a fuss. But I think I know why porcupines surround themselves with prickly spines. It is to stop some foolish clown like me from squashing them by sitting down. Don't copy me, don't be a tool. Be sure to look before you sit. Next, I'm going to perform my expressive reading task. One afternoon, when Bruno came home, he was surprised to find Maria, the family maid, who always kept her head bent down and never looked up from the carpet, standing in his bedroom, pulling all his belongings out of the wardrobe and packing them in four large crates, even the things he hidden at the back that belonged to him and were nobody else's business. "What are you doing?" he asked in as polite a tone as he could muster, for although he wasn't happy to come home and find someone going through his possessions. His mother had always told him to treat Maria respectfully and not just the way father spoke to her. "You take your hands off my things." Maria shook her head and pointed towards the staircase behind him, where Bruno's mother had just arrived. She was a tall woman with long red hair that she had bundled into a sort of net behind her head, and she was twisting her hands as if there was something she didn't want to have to say or something she didn't want to believe. "Mother," said Bruno, "what's going on? Why is Maria going through my stuff?" "She's packing them," explained Mother. "Packing them?" he asked, running quickly through the previous day events to consider whether he'd been particularly naughty or had used those words out loud that he wasn't allowed to use. He couldn't think of anything. In fact, in the last few days, he had behaved in a perfectly decent manner and couldn't remember causing any chaos at all. "Why?" he asked then. "What have I done?" Mother had walked into her own bedroom by then, but Lars the butler was in there packing her things too. She sighed and threw her hands in the air in frustration before marching back to the staircase. Bruno, followed by Bruno, who wasn't going to let the matter drop without an explanation. "Mother," he insisted, "what's going on? Are we moving?" "Come downstairs with me, Bruno," said Mother, leading the way to the large dining room where the furry had been to dinner the week before. "We'll talk down there." Next, I'm going to perform my reflection question and answers. Which piece was your favorite to perform, and why is it your favorite? My favorite piece to perform was the poem Porcupine. I loved the humorous nature of the poem, and the complete storyline attracted me to the poem. In this poem, there is a boy who asks for money every Saturday, and then he goes to buy his favorite candy. Then he goes to a secret place beyond some woods and rocks. One day, when he arrived, he saw a comfy-looking little mound, quite clean and round and earthy brown. He thought it was just a small stone. So he sat, he screamed, he went to his mother for help. She looked and spoke. "I personally am not about to pull that out. I think a job like this requires the service of Mrs. Mess, who is a dentist as per the poem." The boy was reluctant, but finally he went to the doctor. The doctor's conversation with the boy and the mother was really funny. And also I loved how Roald Dahl has used random words like Saturday and day in the poem. He has beautifully used meter and rhythm in the poem. Give some examples of how you use emphasis in your pause and emphasis in your performance. I use pause and emphasis in various places in my poem. Pauses are an initial to create an impact in the mindset of the audience. When the stanza is over, I always take a 5-second pause. And after every comma and full stop, I always take a 3-second pause. For my play extract, How to Be a Kid, I have given emphasis on words like wiggly, squiggly, feeling, or magical to create a bigger impact in the minds of the audience. I have used emphasis and pause in my expressive reading material to accompany the flight of the word. How did you use voice and body to bring one of the piece to life? My play extract was really tough to perform. Here I needed to give correct pause at the epilepsy to show Molly's emotion. Molly doesn't like to stay at home. But she has to stay at home. I have shown her discomfort through crumbled eyebrows and using medium pitch with a sad tone. Then, when she says, I can't get comfy, it's like I don't fit in like I used to. I'm home, but somehow it doesn't feel right. I was lying on the sofa to create an impact on, at the beginning to show how much she hates to stay at home. Thank you.